going on, everybody? I'm Kaysan with the Kuttin Loose Podcast. We have a great episode today. We got my co-host. Say your name.
It's Maireg. How's everybody doing?
Say it again. I love it.
Maireg.
Oh,
Yeah. It's going to be a great episode today. It's a great episode because Jeffrey isn't here to fire me. So it's the first time I've had job security in a very long time.
Here?
Jeff's not here. No, he's not coming, man. We tricked you into doing this.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Okay, it's good. I can rock. Tell Jeff I'm upset.
Yeah,
Yeah.
check 1, 2. Yeah. I'm not happy about that, but tell Jeff, let him know I'm worth more money than this. Okay.
All right.
No, we know. And you know what you are worth? True laundry detergent. You need to use that to clean your clothes. It's the best laundry detergent on the market. Yeah. Did you know if you use code CuttinLoose1, you get 25% off your order?
But
How
is
you
it
spell that?
healthy? Is it like can you scan it with Yuka app and see if it has any kind of
A Yuka
stuff?
app?
There's an app called Yuka where you scan the back of all your detergents, deodorants, everything, and it tells you what the actual stuff in it that'll kill you.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, I do it for everything, like everything. Even my son does it because we're just eating and drinking stuff. Then they be like, "Oh, you know what? It's got pesticides in it for the last 20 years." I'm like, "Oh, I've been killing Celsius,"
And that app tells you
and it tell you exactly
what
what's in there,
ingredients
and
are
and then it gives you the alternative of what you can use.
Yeah.
And how do
Yeah.
you spell that?
Yuka, Yuka. It's got a little
YUKA.
carrot to a slant. Yeah,
Okay.
That's
They might be
pretty
our
sick.
next sponsor because
Yeah.
that's very useful.
yeah.
Yeah,
I plug it all the
given-
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the
Terrific.
fly, any country you in. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, but yeah, get 10% off. I misspoke because our other sponsor, Champ Boxers, that's where you get 25% off
right.
with the same code CuttinLoose1. That's KUTTINLOOSE1.
Nice.
That's right.
It's terrific.
That's
But yeah,
right.
today our guest is the legendary. He's a touring comic. You can check out his special on Amazon Prime.
That's right.
Pan-normal.
Paying different.
Paying different.
Yeah.
Dang,
Yeah,
man.
that's all right. You were
Different.
close. You did half your
Why didn't you
research.
stop me?
It's all right. It's cool. It's cool.
No, but yeah.
This is a
Please-
job interview. I can't
Yeah.
just get in the way of a job
He's
interview.
evaluating me. He's my supervisor. But please give it up.
For the
For
one
Hank
and only
Denson.
Hank
Yeah.
Denson.
This is a nice
Hank.
setup, y'all. I'm proud of y'all. I can say that right off the back. I thought it was gonna be some hodgepodgey kind of, you
Yeah.
know. But I came here. The mics is official.
You thought it
Y'all.
was going to be Will Palomino with a phone
No,
in the corner.
no.
It's-
No, I didn't think that. But I saw the box lighting and soft lights, and then he said, "Oh, we got a team on location." I said, "Okay." He said, "Can we do it at the Punchline?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Let me see." Then
Yeah,
I
no
came
idea
in.
how long we've been waiting to do this podcast.
Really? Yeah. I mean, a
been-
lot of it's
bro.
my fault because those Mondays was coming and going real quick.
Hey,
So
don't
I
even
apologize.
worry about
I know
yeah.
we're busy. It's just that we were talking about sitting down with Hank. We got to sit down with Hank.
Yeah,
it's just
let's
about
go.
getting the timing right. So I'm just so happy we finally got to
Appreciate
make
it,
We
man.
have
happen,
a
so.
guest list, and you're seeing your name get closer and closer. We was like, oh, it's almost here. It's
I
almost
appreciate it,
Christmas.
man.
Right.
I
It's
appreciate
almost
it.
Christmas.
Y'all don't know what it means when you in the business and you work. You don't know what it means to other people to have you on something.
Yeah.
Usually, I'm just going to grab my check and do my business and going about my business. So I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Yeah.
And
Thanks,
don't
man.
worry, you are getting paid for this episode. Jeffrey usually pays our guests in Champ Boxers. So
Nice.
No.
Dude, you don't understand. Champ boxes, you all plugging it now. I wear them, put them on, and a video drop. It go to 1 million views. Then,
Yeah.
that
Then
happens
we'll
just
talk.
like that.
And you're rocking the North Georgia.
Oh, I always
merch as
do.
well.
I got
Heck
shows
yeah.
this week, North Georgia, but it's really joke dealer stuff. So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's what's up, man.
But yeah, so like we were saying with with me and Maireg's boss, Jeffrey, we learned recently you were supposed to go on tour with him at one point. Is that
So
correct?
you want to hear the history behind it?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So, sir, well, I don't know why they call him sir. I don't know where that came from.
He
I
was
don't-
knighted, apparently.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Sir Jeff, I met Sir Jeff through Marcus Harvey. So it was a mutual, and this is back in the day. We had the Fat Comedy, we had Twisted Taco. There was a Funny Farm in Alpharetta. Then there was Uptown. Then there was the Punchline was always been here. Laugh and Skull. There was a lot of different clubs, and the genres were not as close. You get what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't be
Like
you
Funny
would-
Farm was different from
no, it was
Punchline.
called alternative comedy. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Y'all were alt comedians right off from the back. Y'all weren't mainstream. You were urban. That's how it was. And in the group when we picked it, they were putting together was Jamil Harley, Sir Jeff, Marcus Harvey, and me. And we shot our own DVD. We shot our own DVD. I came in, I had already recorded Comic View twice.
Yeah.
So they were like, oh yeah, we got to do this. And I'm not one to like, I wasn't a group guy, you know what I mean? But everybody was cool.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, we need to produce something. Like I was like, and then my thing was, they were like, no, we're going to go on tour. And I'm like, no one knows who we are. Like, that's how that works. If no one doesn't know who you are, it doesn't make sense for you to do anything, right? And this is before internet heavy. Right?
Yeah.
So Cat's Cafe didn't exist really. And we had put together some shows. We did 2 shows. We did a photo shoot. That's the crazy thing. Did Jeff show y'all the photo shoot?
No, he did
Gotta
not.
see the photo shoot.
Oh,
I'm gonna show y'all
oh,
pictures.
man.
We did a photo shoot
I
in the
can't wait to see
underground.
How
this.
long ago was this?
Man, gotta be like 8-9 years.
Okay.
Is it 8 or 9 years? I think it's 8.
So this was obviously before the pandemic.
Yeah,
but
so this is like 10
yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. See, y'all don't understand. Jeff is an anomaly because I don't know how old he is ever.
Dang it, man. That's the only reason
I
asked
never
that question,
knew how
man.
old he was. Like he was this age back then.
Back then too.
So I'm like, every time I see him, I'll be like, how old is Jeff? I actually called Marcus. I was like, how old is he? He's like, I don't know. We never knew. So, but the thing is, we had put together, this was ideally, we put together the tour and we were like doing the thing that everybody else is doing now. It wasn't really based on anything like we were going to take over this, whatever. We were just like, yo, we all do comedy. We all get along. We're on a cleaner spectrum of what comedy is. Let's do a show. And then we did 2 shows. We did 2 shows at Fat Comedy, where it was not Fat Comedy, but Cat's Cafe. And we sold them out. We sold tickets.
That's awesome.
80. So you know that square that's in the back where you can see through now? That wasn't there. They cut that out because of us. We put 80 people in there all the way to the back. So you couldn't come in. Yeah, you couldn't come in. There was seats all there. And we recorded 2 DVDs. And we sold like 2,500 DVDs out of our trunk.
That's amazing.
Dang.
And that was just y'all 4.
That was just our 4. Well, Jeff jumped out. Well, we that's to be discussed later.
The big mystery.
But no, because it's y'all. Well, one thing y'all never gonna get, because if you don't have family, you're not married, you don't have mortgage, you don't have that stuff. You guys are on the cusp of doing whatever you want, and y'all don't really feel it until you have to give up that.
Right.
I jumped out for 7 years to raise my son. So my son is 17. So I jumped out just so I could have the freedom to do the stuff I'm doing, because you don't understand it. Like if you don't have nothing, the business will destroy you. The business gives you everything to destroy you. It will give you cocaine, weed, drugs, women. It will give you everything to destroy you, especially if you're good.
Yeah.
And you don't see it, and it doesn't start happening until you get better and it starts handing you stuff. And you start seeing it in real time, and it'll mess you up for a minute. Everybody thinks like, yo, why would he be doing drugs? How can he cannot cope? Because it's messing with you then.
Temptation.
The better you get. And it's weird, and I don't like to say it on film, but it's like the universe sees your future before you see it. So as you're moving into it, it'll give you the stuff to destroy you.
There's one phrase you said, new level.
New devil. Funny is not something that the world wants to happen. That's why they go so hard on it.
Yeah.
If joking and comedians was love like everybody else, like sports figures and all that other stuff, it wouldn't be so bad. But people they're not mad at Michael Jordan because he missed the jumper and all. They don't make it a big deal. But if a comedian says something and they just take it and they drag it, it's just idea. It's art. It's supposed to be art, and you're supposed to be able to paint your picture, and it's your perspective. But you'll see it as you guys go on to the game and you get more into it. You'll see like you gotta fight for your family stuff. You gotta fight for free. You gotta fight for a lot of stuff. That's your sanity.
Yeah.
What was that 7 year like for you when you say you jumped off?
Well, I
Were
jumped.
you connected in any way?
Oh, dude, I was a madman, because you take away something that I loved. And, I got a wife that's like, and I was in the medical field. So I was a PA, pediatric orthopedics.
Yeah.
Wife did surgery. So I was a madman. I worked NASCAR for 3 years. I was an entertainment MC for Jeff Burton, Matt Kenseth, Casey Kane. So I learned how the numbers work around the country. Like, it's all advertisement, marketing, placement, this and that. So I'm hosting pit tours. Yeah. So they're bringing in cars. I'm like, well, we have AT&T race. My name is Hank Denson. We have NASCAR. And it's like much white people, blacks. I mean, you don't even know NASCAR to a certain level when you know sponsorship side.
Was this before like NASCAR kind of became mainstream?
Bro, no. This is when it was mainstream. They were flying me in on a helicopter. I was doing Watkins Glen. They had I met Fantasia and all these people singing the national anthem. And it was millions of dollars being thrown around. Like it was, NASCAR created Crocs. Reason why Crocs is hot is because of NASCAR.
This is the most
Because it used to
random
come in.
correlation.
It used to come in
Yeah.
hunting. Remember the hunting colors, like old boys' pants.
Yeah,
Used to
yeah.
come in those colors only. And then they flipped, and the first 3 colors they made were black, red, and blue. And those went to different drivers, right? Because
Yeah.
the drivers used to wear them around the pits. The first, second thing was they put the little emblems on them. That moved it from kiosks in the malls. The next hit was then they started making it. The kiosks made it into the stores. So you ask yourself this: what's the highest resale on any Croc? Lightning McQueen. Lightning McQueen is $800. It's a NASCAR. That's so that people don't see it because you don't know the beginning of it. So the reason why Lightning McQueen was big because of NASCAR, Crocs, all that stuff
like
spent
a
in the
full circle.
yeah. And so it's a you don't see it just like and then Chipotle was pretty much pushed by the NBA. So I worked NBA entertainment for 10 years. So I was a dude, because now NBA is written on a script. So they have scripts for stuff.
Like the games are scripted?
Not scripted, but written on a script. So
Okay.
how do you think they make the timeouts happen where stuff is going on in the game and at home at the same time? You're not sitting home like, oh, they got a timeout. Hurry up. Get the lady, get the guy, let him flip. They have a script. Second quarter, third timeout. We go in, we write a script, you figure it out. Then they hire comedians and people to act out the stuff, like getting hit in the face with the cake, running, pulling pants down. All that stuff happens on a script. So that I was doing all that stuff as well. And I did did NASCAR, NBA, and then I was hosting a little bit, but I wasn't doing stand-up. I wasn't doing
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you
Were
were
you
still
hosting-
connected with the industry.
Oh yeah,
You
like
never-
the Punchline, I would pop in and I would just host. And that was when I was working on the full gambit of a non-demographical set. So Marcy, I would have my scrubs on. Marcy would tell you, I would come in and she'd be like, "Hey, Amy Schumer's in town. Can you host for her on Thursday?" Sure. I switched scrubs, had like a polo hoodie that matches scrubs, throw some sneakers on. I walk out, knock out the show. Amy's like, "Yo, stay this weekend. Can you work this weekend?" I'm like, let me call a wife because I was on the schedule of family
Your
first.
wife and kid.
Yeah. I knew how to make money. The money wasn't a problem. I was already making over 6 figures. I was cool. But the comedy part was the muscle. So Gabriel Iglesias, David Kettner, Maz Jabroni. I mean, everybody that came to the club. And it was so bad the comedians thought that I was keeping them from working. They would be like, "Yo, Hank, if Hank working, ain't nobody." And I would tell them, I was like, answer the phone, be available.
Right.
Like, it wasn't about the money for me. So if I'm going in and I'm hosting shows, it was about the networking, shaking the hands, changing the energy in the room. And I was sharpening my 12 minutes over and over and over again. And I make it bigger. Sharpen my 12 minutes over and over again, make it bigger. To the point when I was done, I had a hot 30 minutes that I could do anywhere.
And that you got from hosting gigs.
Just hosting this muscle. Now, I can't tell you every hosting spot is going to make a muscle for a stand-up.
Right.
It's this muscle of this show where there's a host feature and a headliner. No paper tickets.
Right.
It's all cash. People bought the tickets, 2 drink minimum, because there's a business flow to the game.
Yeah.
There's like when that ticket drops for the actual, that feature needs to be good enough to carry that weight till the headliner comes up. Not, I got 6 more dudes, because you'll lose it, then they don't make liquor money, and then no one gets the bonus, and then they can't pay the door money.
Right. So these are shows that were still promoted as regular shows,
Regular
right?
comedy headliners coming in, but it's like it's 3-man show. And it formats your brain because there's around the world, every club is a 3-man show. Even if, God willing, you guys pop in your headliners, you're not going to want 5 dudes on your show. You're going to want a feature in you. And then a couple of times that happened to you, it's happened to me tons of times. And I've been out of town with killers. I bring Wellington with me, Cortland Wiggins, Cam Keys. These dudes are all open for me on tour. And I'll be like, "Yo, come on." And they'll be like, I say, "Heat it up." And they'll be like, yeah. I say, 30 minutes, let's go. And I would bump the host in the city. I'm like, "I don't need you." Or just do 5. Because
you got your own.
Yeah, because that is setting them up for them to get the best out of that night, right? And if they got merchandise, I want them to sell it. And you can't sell merch after 55 minutes. Like, nobody wants to buy a shirt for you or anything from you.
Why,
Between
too long,
45.
or what is
Yeah,
it?
because people have invested enough in their life and their time to get their parking, pay 2 drinks, their girl, watch one dude, maybe bomb, that's a host, and then watch the feature. Then I've got to watch the headliner for 55 minutes. I don't want your fucking
They're
shit.
tired. They don't want to go home.
They want to
Yeah.
go home. So
Yeah.
you got to cap it. You got to give them all 20, 30 minutes, bow, and then present it, wrap it up, and get out of there by 50.
Yeah. And you said something interesting too within that of you just sharpied your 12 minutes, you got it up to 30, and you could do that anywhere. And then something that in just conversations that you've had to all of us after like the Sunday festival and like all that stuff. You said somewhere it's like don't ever target to make a dude laugh. You always want to make their girl, or like you always want to target at the women.
Women are 70% of marketing space, right? So the reason why we do anything in this room is not because your boy think it's dope. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, you may be gay. So that may something you do, right? Right. But you're an ideal. If the chick likes something, you'll change your life for that. So when women come and they're laughing, it's a different energy. It's a whole different energy. And it's like, just like Andrew Schultz is a guy show. Big Hizzy is a guy show. Yeah. It's like guys laughing. For sure. It's really dope. Yeah. Really, really dope. Yeah. But it has to be blue. It's more blue than most people can take. So he's built that work. And it's a lot of work to build guys to keep coming because guys are fickle. They're like, yeah. So
who does he think he is?
Yeah. This is one of the dudes.
Yeah, right but you bring your boys until your girl laughs, and then you don't like them no more.
Right. You get jealous. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the boys is like, hey, he's talking about you. And if your girls, they're like, hey, he's talking about you. Shut up. You know what I mean? So it's not funny no more. Right.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always think that's very interesting. And then you also, Maireg, actually, did you have a question? I've been asking all the questions so far.
Oh, no, you're good, bro. No, with Hank, it's like you have such a wealth of experience that I just
such
like
a plethora of
learning
knowledge
from you.
Yeah.
And, like, for example, with the Alaska trip, the most recent trip you had.
Dude.
What was that like? Was that,
It's crazy. Like, you don't, and I'll explain this to people. The myth is comedians go to cruise ships to retire. That's where they die. The business has changed. Like there was no internet when those guys were going. So I get on the cruise ship and I make videos. I'm doing social media. My internet's pushing. I get to write. There's no distraction. And that's an untapped wealth of data. So you got to understand it's 35. My theater shows is 1,700 people. And I don't have a headline. There's no opener. The host lady walks out. She says my credits, and then I walk out, and I got to beat these people for 45 minutes. And they don't know who I am. They don't know where I'm from. They could have picked to go to dinner instead of coming to see me. Yeah. So you can feel the stank in the air. At the beginning. And, you know what I mean? Majority of the time, depends on where you're going high end, it's majority white people with money. So they're just like, oh, they're all wondering if I'm going to be an angry black comedian.
Right.
There's a stereotype, right? And then my name messes them up because Hank Denson doesn't read black.
It's a white guy.
Yeah. So when I come out, they're like, oh, shoot. Oh. But I got to reset the room and understand I got to reset the room in 3 seconds because they have the ability to get up and leave.
Yeah.
Right. And
the first impression is everything.
Yeah, and I can roast them, but it's like, why would I do that? Because then I got to see them around the ship. Right, and I got to punch you in your face because you may want to say something to me. And then there may be kids in there because they make it family friendly. My first show, so I got to make a first impression to get them to come back, so that I get the next shows work smooth, and then I unplug, do crowd work, do whatever I want. But in the long run, it's a bag of money. Yeah. Like I could clear, easy $30,000 in a month. Just doing cruises. Easy.
That's what another comedian here, he teaches classes here at the Punchline, Jeff Justice. He said that was his goal, was to do cruise ships, and then he realized about it, it's like it's not.
But Jeff Justice, I say it, Jeff Justice probably wouldn't touch cruise ships now.
Yeah.
He's what old cruise ships were. That style of comedy, and nothing against him and his classes, but now people want, it's like anything in comedy. Like I see the demographic in the room. Black people want their black people black. White people want their white people white. People don't want you to pander to them, especially in comedy. Now you can dance, sing, you can sing everything. You could be a white lady and sing Aretha Franklin, all that other stuff. But when in comedy, POV, you don't want me to stand there and talk to you like I'm a white guy. You be like, yo, this dude is, why is he talking like that? I don't
buy it. Yeah.
I got black friends, man. Why is this guy talking like, you know what I mean? Or I got black friends. Why is it, you know what I mean? I got Puerto Rican friends. You know what I mean? I got Ethiopia. Why are you talking to me like that?
Yeah.
And that's the comedy that people want, because understand these people have been isolated to the point where they have money where they can do a cruise and it'll be all white. They're going to Alaska. They're going to Italy. So they're not expecting Carnival on the ship. They're not expecting to walk through a plow, somebody smoking weed and shut up, bitch. They're not expecting that.
Right.
It's high end. It's with Cavalli. They're walking on glasses, sequence gowns, and people are sitting in the crowd with tuxes on. You know what I mean? So when they come to the comedy show, they expect the level. And it's like, but I'm learning that the data of it is how to move branding. So you got to understand, like each comedy cruise has their own brand. Holland is a brand. Celebrity, Princess, there's a bunch of crews, Royal Caribbean. They all have their own brand. And to stay on brand and be booked and continually booked is the art.
You're right.
Just like Punchline is a brand. Laughing Skull is a brand. These are brands. To appease those brands, you have to do a certain type of comedy to keep him getting booked. Your ideal is to be nice enough to not need none of them. Mm-hmm. And then you can drop in and do whatever you want when you want to.
How did your shows on the cruise go? Did they go good?
Oh, I did standing ovations. And I'm not bragging about it, but I know how to do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never fumbled with it, but I mastered. Your life is going to give you these tools. Comedy gives you these tools. I did daytime TV for a while on NBC, and I did that for 4 years. Mm-hmm. And that's live TV, just like this. 3 little white ladies, NBC, and they're throwing stuff at me that I would be like, fumble. Like, what do you think about, like Kevin Hart? Key, what they got me. Kevin Hart they didn't apologize. Yep. And they was going to drag me. Like, this is the thing. I know that everything that's filmed is in fact feel good and funny. So if you give it as a comedian, they label you, hey, comedian Hank Denson. They want me to clown around it, but I know enough facts. I'm very well read. I'm articulate. I can put a sentence together. I have a good, strong sentence structure where you're not going to clown me on national TV. So they would try to drag me. They had a one about Gillette, about toxic masculinity. Gillette made a commercial about that men should be able to cry and kids and this, and I was like, well, first of all, ask Gillette to just make better razors for my wife's legs first. That's their job. Like, my wife's legs are mad stubbly because of Gillette. So maybe they didn't worry about making good razors before they worry about masculinity. And then the ladies are like, oh, I'm like, yeah. I say, where's with camera 6? Yeah, better razors, Gillette. We'll cry more if our wife's legs were smoother.
Reason why we cry is because we use your razors, Gillette.
Right. And then but that's the thing. It stunned them both. And then they did one about, then they did one about Kevin. Kevin needs to apologize because of the whole LGB thing.
Oh, like the tweet from like 6 years
prior.
Right.
So they were like, bring Hank on. He's a comedian. He knows Kevin. So I don't think Kevin Hart. They got me with it because they didn't tell me the topic. And they were like, well, go in. We're talking about Kevin Hart. And
so they don't vet you before
they vet me. See, this is early game. See, this is year 2. I did 4 years. So then they realized, like, we can't just throw stuff at this guy.
Right.
Because he's going to get back. He's going to drag us on TV. And then I'm smart enough to know to grab the clips, put it on my social media, and my social media was pushing it to 30,000, 150,000.
You're getting it before they could.
Yeah, because they didn't know this. They didn't know this game. They didn't know that if you send it, I get it at home, I'm going to screenshot it, clip it, put an ad, and then put a Hank Denson reel on it. It's up.
Now the world sees it.
It's up. Yeah. This show comes up at 11. I got it up at 3 as soon as I get home. Right. So I'm clipping and put it up. And they're like, oh, and then they're seeing it, and I'm atting them. They didn't know the at game, at NBC, at Atlanta Company.
So now they can't, like, out of context.
Right,
Now they have
and
to
it wasn't
push it
bad.
like
I wasn't clowning, I wasn't dragging them, but I was like grabbing the numbers first because I hit a viral video for like 10 million views. Hashtag pay teachers.
Those are ones with t-shirts,
and that pushed my that made my Facebook verified and had a solid 30,000 followers like that. And my demographic on that Facebook is white women between the age of 25 and 55. So I was just taking their bracket and showing them something that they was doing on the yeah, so I could have just So the flip is, all right, well, you got me on daytime TV, which is the stamp. Thank you, NBC. Right. So let me grab it again and bring it to my people. And they're like, oh, my God, you're on TV today. And that was the flip. But they tried to drag me with the Kevin Hart LGB thing. And they said Kevin Hart, he needed to apologize. And I'm like, well, I think apologies are for the person, not for the person you're giving it to. That is my thing. But I said, but if we're going to talk about what Kev has done for the LGBT community, we need to look at the 65 single comedy specials that he's produced, more than any other comedian at his level. And there's 3 from the LGBT that I know, Reese Cotton and Rita Barrett. And I was naming names of lesbian women who have recorded comedy specials with Kevin. I said, so when you change somebody's career that's a LGBT, I think you've done all you're supposed to do for them. I don't see any of the other comedians, white or black, giving LGBT members comedy specials. And then they were like,
mic drop.
Yeah, and they're looking around.
And that was Hank Denson.
right. We're going to commercial.
Right back. Chipotle, sponsored by the NBA.
Right. And that's how that works. But you got to, like, even in this space, you guys got to have the energy and the pieces to kind of keep that going on in your head because people are going to throw stuff at you. Everything that people love is going to be built on feel good facts and funny, right? So like you're doing this, you'll break it down to segments. Y'all break it up into segments that are your wheelhouse.
Yep.
Like you're nice
Booger
with that.
Yep. I was outside. Like with the Booger clip, for example, that got people talking. It was just a small. We didn't even plan on posting that. It was just something that happened.
No, we planned it.
No.
I didn't plan
listen
it.
to me.
They planned it.
We didn't sit down like, all right, Case.
So are you a regular nose picker, dog?
No.
I got that feeling you are. Though.
No. Okay.
You got that. You got that whole car. You got that in the car rolling up.
The car's crazy.
And your song's playing. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun.
The Beatles is crazy.
It's all
right. Now, how'd you know I did that? Now, no, but so what happened was, I'll be honest, in the moment, I thought I just did one of these, just real quick.
Everyone does.
And then when I watched it back, I was like, well, I'll be, because that's why I got so defensive. That's why when Jeffrey was like,
and you know something, let me tell you something. If you don't know this about black people, especially at a certain demographic age, we watching everything nasty. Okay, we see you touching it, we like, oh, he ain't clean at all. We got a level of cleanliness that we love, right?
Jeffrey was the
Am I
person
right?
who noticed it.
Yeah, I have a level of cleanliness. My kids will tell you, my OCD is a little bit like, all right, dude, that's the last time I need to see that shirt.
No,
you know what I mean? I'm on it. I'm on a lot of stuff like that. Yeah, I look people up and down and be like, okay, all right, cool. You pay attention to that stuff. If you hand me your phone and the screen is greasy, I'm like, oh, you don't even take care of yourself.
no, just hold it. Yeah.
Yeah, you put it in. My number is.
I'll never forget this. Well, Marcus, shout out Marcus McLean. He did a set at the Punchline. You were hosting, and he did a joke about being ugly. And he gets off stage. You get up, and you're like, dog, you're not ugly. You just need a haircut.
Yeah, right. It's a lot, I pay attention to details as much as I can do, but it be that stuff.
Well, that comes along being a comedian too.
You
does,
put it like this: the smallest things that's going to break the ice for people in conversation that may get you the gig or get you that next look is to pay attention. Sometimes just shut up and listen. Right? I listen to a lot of information. That's why I'm able to say information back to you so quick, because I've sat and I've heard it over and over again in these spaces, in these green rooms like this, in these Punchline rooms and different clubs. I sit in a room with big dogs, cats where I should have something to say. I don't say nothing. I just sit and listen.
What was some of the stuff that you listened to early on in your career that you've taken with you since?
Oh, the whole the thing that I messed everybody up with, only their image. So if you don't notice about the voiceover stuff, which is crazy, Tim Allen did Toy Story.
Toy Story, yeah.
See, he changed the whole Disney deal. So he was in the green room at the Punchline talking about this. Is crazy. So he was saying that, they changed the voiceover stuff because his deal, they didn't expect the movie to suck. They expected the movie to be trash. Went on to make how many other movies?
Millions,
they already wrote the voiceover deal and made a toy. So once the toy went out and all that, Disney had to rake up all that money and give it back to him. Wow. So yeah.
Oh.
So you're sitting in the room. Like I was here, I was actually working when Amy Schumer made her first 40,000. I was at the Punchline and I was just watching the numbers and all that. And this was before the actual roast that she did that was iconic.
Oh, on the
Comedy Central?
All that
Hasselhoff.
All that did was stamp what she was already doing, but then it sold her numbers and then she went on and did I don't know how many more weekends.
Yeah, you could see her career being made when she asked Mike Tyson if his translator was there.
That was after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was the Hasselhoff roast where he...
No, the roast was, I'm saying, was after she popped. She popped.
Yeah.
She was already on her way. And then I'm in the room with Kevin Hart. Like, we go on Kevin Hart. And shout out to my boy Rodney Perry. He would take me to stuff. And, like, I knew Amy Schumer. I knew Tony Hinchcliffe. I knew all those dudes. Jay Okerson.
The roast guy.
Yeah, and I would go to the Oddball Fest.
Yeah, I've been to Oddball Fest.
So Bridget Everett. You know who Bridget Everett is?
So
Bridget Everett, comedian, she'll pull her breast out and all this other stuff. She was Amy Schumer's opener, her first night. And I saw her for the first time. She went on, she's doing a show now. She has a show on Hulu, all this other stuff. You see these people in real time. What I have learned from being in a room is your lane is your lane, right? Yeah. And it's going to happen for you, and be happy for the cats around you because they become your resources. Nate Russ just popped, right? Nate Russ does the bugging. I hit Nate up, and I was like, yo, this is what you do. This is what's going on. I hit him up and told him, congratulations. People don't hit a viral pocket much.
Right.
If when you hit over 10, 20 million views on videos, it changes a lot of stuff around you. It makes people move around you different. People gravitate to you. People want to talk to you because they feel like they're touching some of those numbers.
Yeah.
When I did it the first, because I did another one for Coquito, which is a Puerto Rican like drink. It went to like 3.5 million views on Puerto Rican Vine. It went to 5 million on Facebook. And this is a whole different nationality of people that don't speak English. That's Spanish. So I tapped into a whole market of people who don't even know comedy. They just know the drink, right? Then the teacher thing, it changes the dynamic of the energy around you because you're looking around like, oh shoot, why are these people talking to me?
Right.
Yeah.
And then why are these people buying tickets to see me? And oh shoot, I got sold out shows and now I'm booked 10 cities and they're all sold out. It changes and it's weird.
The dynamic, yeah.
Very fast. To you guys, it seems normal. Like Matt Rife is a normal thing. It's not normal. If you ever sit down and talk to him and how much comedy he did before.
Like 10 years, right? Something
Bruh,
like that?
he used to be the dude around with the bad crooked teeth and the bad skin. And
He was on
at
Wild 'N
Uptown-
Out.
No, but he was at Uptown Comedy Club with us.
Oh, yeah?
Like Laugh-A-Palooza days. Like not even cracking a joke at all. He was just a funny, small little Bieber white kid that everybody
Bieber's
thought was
crazy.
kind of funny.
Yeah.
But nobody really, But shout out to him. It's the perseverance of, okay, I got a lightning in a bottle. It happened. Now run with it. Right.
Yeah.
But then learn the logistics around you
Right.
so that you can still funnel that money. You know how many people got viral numbers and all this
Don't
stuff
do
and
anything.
can't even sell a ticket, can't
Right.
even pay their bills. Living in their mom's house still. I got 20 million followers. Great. All right. So what can you turn
What
that
are you
into?
doing it with it? Yeah.
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 And he said something about finding your lane. I think that's part of it too, right?
Yeah, the
'Cause-
universe is going to push you in. There's a
Yeah.
dynamic of comedy. The landscape of comedy in every city is what it is, right? Like people will walk up like, oh, T.I. is coming out. Well, everybody's asking like dudes that's doing comedy, like what you think? I'm like, the landscape of comedy will handle whatever he wants it to be for him.
Right.
If you want it to be something else, then good luck, because comedy will slap you around and treat
yeah.
you bad, and you'll say something and it'll get you canceled, and you think you're doing the thing, and they'll be like, nah. Like you thought you were just cleaning your nose, turn into a whole viral booger following, right?
We have an idea about doing Booger Man skits where he's haunting people if they say booger 3 times or something
Or
like
my
that.
name 3 times.
Oh.
Or your name 3 times,
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't like it at all. It's very uncomfortable for you.
Yeah. You have no idea how many times in our group chat they don't even say like, "Hey, Case, can you do this?" Like, "Hey, booger boy, can you go?"
Yo, it only takes one time for you to do that. Now
That's
you're
it.
very conscious.
Yeah.
Because you didn't know you were in that kind of energy.
Yeah, you can see it in the video where I'm like, because like I said, I thought I just did this.
Yeah.
I just had to scratch my nose. You can see the exact moment where I zoned out and I was just like, "What am I doing here?" And it wasn't until Jeffrey was like,
The internet is evil, dog.
"No, Maireg, Jeffrey, and Christian are
No,
evil."
I just listen. I edit the reels. That's all I do. All right.
But you know what? You gotta.
No, it's
but
fine.
you're not conscious of that camera is on.
Yeah.
Right? You got to be conscious of the
Yeah.
camera being on.
Mm-hmm.
If you do it enough, like you're like, oh, we're going to do a podcast. Cool. I'm conscious of everything that I'm doing before I get in a space.
Yeah.
All the time, every time. I'm conscious of everything because it turns to something quick. And then it'd be the smallest thing you could care less about. And I've done so many videos that's done numbers where I could care less. Right? So on both ends of a video that you don't care about, like, yo, I ain't brushed my teeth that day. I was
Right.
laying in the bed. A million views. You're like, oh, shoot. Then you go and you do lighting and production. That video
Right.
gets
5
36.
views.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh, so everything y'all understand in this space is a go.
Right.
So as soon as they go, dude, be conscious of everything you're doing, or do it purposely.
Yeah. Yeah, I was totally on purpose picking my nose.
You
That's
tried.
yeah.
You tried in the edit though. You were like, what? I was doing what I wasn't even. That's what I do, man.
Own it, Case. Own
You
it.
should have been like, I usually eat it, but y'all were watching. That's what you should have said.
Our producer, the next week handed me like black cleaning gloves. He was like, "You're gonna wear these for the
Bruh,
podcast."
Do you
Yeah.
understand if you had looked at the camera and they zoomed in, you'd be like, I usually eat it.
Right.
And y'all would watch it.
Right.
You would have went viral. They'd be like, yo, this dude is just eating boogers on the We watched the Eating Boogers podcast guy. He's hilarious. And they're waiting for you to do it. They'll be like, he's touching his nose.
Booger, booger.
You get a booger counter ready every time.
Yeah, just like our shout out counter we got.
Ladies outside with boxes of cleaning. I want to love you.
Booger man.
I want to love you.
Can you sign my?
Can you sneeze into my tissue, please?
Oh
Oh
my
my god! Can you
Sneeze
pick
in my
my
shirt.
nose when you're done?
People be trying to sell you. What is it? The nasal spray.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Our third sponsor is going to be Afrin nose spray. So
Why you joking? Nasonex.
let's get on it, boys. Let's get on Afrin. Oh yeah.
Go
Oh,
ahead,
as
go
well,
ahead.
you had another conversation that Hank's one of those guys. He will spit knowledge to you. He's not going to be a guy that turns you away. He wants to share that wealth back.
I really don't. I really don't. It's timing. It's really timing. It is really timing. Because if you catch me on any other day, I'm like, your career. I am. Honestly, it feels
We're
like
gonna edit this out. Don't worry.
But this is a space. No, keep it in there. They need to know.
We're going to do a voiceover like Hank loves everyone very much.
No, because my boys, the comedians, Rodney and all, they know I'm a nice guy, but
they know
You catch you on the wrong day.
yeah, I'll punch you in your face so quick. Oh my gosh, I'll choke it out you. But the thing is, it's the space that if it's my name on it,
Yeah.
I try to make sure it's good energy. If I'm just a guest, yeah, I don't like nobody.
Mm-hmm.
If you like, hey Hank, come do some time at my room, I'll come do the time at your room or hang out, but I'm not gonna be friendly. Like, oh, what's up, Hank? I'm gonna dap everybody up. Ain't gonna be chatty. I don't really want to be there. I'm working on my material. And I'm in that mindset of that.
Right.
But if it's something like this, yeah, I'll give you, let me tell you this, because it's the energy in the room and it's opportunity for you guys.
Yeah.
So, it's an
are
opportunity
very
for us all.
generous. Every time I've seen you, you're generous with your time.
Very
Yeah, I'll
we
tell
all
you.
appreciate.
Yeah, but I will not. You catch me like you have your room. I come down there. Not the same dude.
Mm-hmm.
I do the set. I'm out. Hey, Hank, you now. This room is trash.
Would you do
Shouldn't
some
came
time
down
in my room?
here. No. No.
Maireg has a show, a once-a-month showcase that Hank's going to do some time at, we think. Now.
You can keep that in there.
You told me good job for starting it.
No,
by
I
the way.
look good. That
Yes,
was like
thank you.
good stuff. The thing is, you got to do the thing that makes you uncomfortable in this business.
Yeah.
Because it loves keeping you where you are.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
how
so
do you break out of that? Sorry, but like when you said don't stay where you are, how do you challenge yourself having done comedy for as long as you have?
The thing that you know that somebody didn't tell you can do. Like somebody's not telling you should feature. Nobody's telling you that. If no one's telling you that, that's the stuff you go do.
Because nobody told me to host.
Nobody's going to
Except
tell
I
you.
had one comedian friend who was like, dude, you should start your own show.
Right.
And that's all it took for me
You
to
start
kind
your
of
own show,
just...
then you tell yourself, I need to learn how to do a feature spot here. And then I need to learn how to do this and that. It's like a podcast, y'all. Whoever's idea was like, oh, I'm going to do a podcast.
Yeah.
And when you say it, oh, I'm going to do a podcast. And then we're going to do it. And then you get the lights, you get the camera, and then you start it and you do it.
It's real.
That's how it has to be like that. Because if not, no one's coming to get you to do none of this stuff.
How do you stay consistent? Do you have a schedule for the things you create? Or is it
I
kinda,
don't.
as it
That's
comes
my
to you?
problem. Like I probably would be, we'll wrap it up.
yeah.
I would be a twice over millionaire if I stayed on task as much.
Oh,
as
if you didn't leave the comedy game for...
No, not the comedy game, but
Schedule.
just finish a lot of my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I got a sneaker podcast. I got a game show. I have a content space in my house with cameras, lights, everything. But when I go home, I'm like, I'm doing something else.
Your dad. Yeah.
Pressure washing the
Yep.
garage or doing something other stuff.
Dad stuff.
But
Yeah.
I don't make that 45 minutes what I used to. Like when I was COVID, oh my God, I'm in there, bow, bow, bow. I was doing virtual shows for Apple, Microsoft, Oracle, Nike, and then I'm just in there every day knocking out stuff because there was nowhere else for me to go.
Right.
So I'm getting back to the calendar because the transition of the life you want is contingent on what your comedy does.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not putting in the stuff and you expect your life to be this, then it's not.
not
Like
gonna
I
happen.
want to take my wife out of work. I know I need to make $1.5 million. That's in my mind. That's where I need to
That's
put
the
my.
goal, yeah.
That's the goal. And I tell my son to tell you if he was here. That's why makes him create stuff. I tell him like, I'm going to be touring next year. I won't be here for these amount of days. I don't know what the tour is going to be, but it's going to happen. Like I have a podcast. It's going to be one of the top podcasts. Hope you guys do well in the rankings.
Thank you.
But it's going to be one of the number one podcasts by the end of the summer next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
I say that to myself, and then I go make that happen.
Yeah.
That is the part of the life that we live as comedians, a creative space that we can do. Think about all the actors, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, that just create their own movies.
They don't manifest it. They just
don't.
do
They
it.
make it. They can do all the characters. They don't need anybody. Stop telling yourself that you need somebody to stamp your approval or you need all that other stuff. You need to get out and then make it happen. You're gonna fail at it. You're not probably may not work. It may not do what you need to do. But in the long run, you gotta kind of just do the shit.
Yeah, for sure.
And like Kevin Hart has said in the interview I saw the other day, he was like, I don't want nobody's ability to tell me no. Right. You can't do that, or I gotta wait for you to decide. You think I'm good enough for that? No.
When we can determine our own
right,
fate.
and I'm telling y'all that in real time here. Marcy is a booker. That's it. She doesn't make your career. Yeah. She's a booker, and I'm giving you. If I tell you, yo, you got this, this, and this, go do that. I didn't create your funny.
Right.
Your point of view. I didn't write your joke for you. I'm telling you, do more of that. Because that's going to work for you in these spaces.
Right.
That's all I'm doing.
And as new comics, we need that guidance, like pointing you in the right direction. Well, you can't do the work for us, but just hearing that voice.
Good, you're going to get hated on. That's how it works.
Yeah.
As soon as you're too funny, the way
it's like he's
work,
really not that good.
Right.
So.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Hank, for being here. I wish we could keep doing this, but I know we got.
I think we
can
go on for a full 8 hours, but we ain't got time.
No, this is a good. Thank you for having me down here, man. Tell Jeff next time, whatever he was at, church meetings, whatever he got going on, he don't ever tell you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Probably out hiding his age some more. So he's deleting every trace that he exists.
Right.
Well, I got a text early. You were getting fired.
Yeah. I don't doubt that.
I hope not, man. I think you're a good dude. You keep looking off in the corner, and I think it's your ADD or something.
ADHD, yeah.
And it's cool. I have to respect it.
Yeah.
But because I used to work in pediatric orthopedics with kids, and kids come in with broken arms like you, and I would just let y'all look off in the corner, and then I would squeeze on your fracture, and then you come right back. You know what I mean? So that's good, man. Use that, though,
the ADHD,
to be more creative.
Yeah.
Because what it does is it's clearing out all the other noise that would bother most people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. Like when I write, I just start. I'm so like people talk about getting in flow state. It's so easy for me to get in flow state because that's all there is just noise in my head. And I'm like, let's release some of this and see if this goes. And
then flip it sometimes and do the thing that gets rid of the noise, like
meditation or something.
No, anything heat wise will make you not focus on that.
Voluntarily cause some pain, like a sauna.
Well, they want you to rush. Yeah. Well, I'm host of this show, so don't
come on,
Hank.
Tell them how you really feel, Hank.
Come on, Hank.
Come on, Hank. Hank Denson, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Kuttin Loose Podcast.
They gave you a time. It's my
yeah.
So we'll wrap it up for you. Hold on. In fact, give me a minute.
Thank you, Hank.
We're not gonna wrap it up yet. We're gonna wait on Hank for a little bit. We'll wrap it up. This has been a great interview, Maireg. What are your thoughts on this?
Awesome. I thought it was great. We did a good job, I just wish.
Don't worry about we doing the sneakers.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Any last piece of advice for newer comics, especially guys that are on the come up?
No information for newer comics, man. Y'all don't need no information. Y'all could Google whatever y'all need.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All I would tell you is, in the long run, dude, if this is something you want to do it. That's it. Yeah. If you want to do it, and then ask yourself, what do you want this comedy to do for you? Mm-hmm. And then do that part. A lot of people say, I want to be a stand-up. No, you don't. Mm-hmm. You want to be an actor. You want to write. You want to that other part. Do you want to tour? No, y'all. Everybody say they want to tour till they tour. You touring is not fun. It's just a lot of traveling. On a certain level, unless a plane, they got a private plane and all that. Oh, dude, they take care of me. They send a car to come get me. But I'm in the airport with people picking in their nose, digging in their feet, doing all kinds of stuff. They put me in first class.
So you saw a case at the airport?
Huh?
You saw a case at the airport?
No, but I'm just saying, people are just crazy and wild. I was in Vancouver. Flight got canceled. So I just got in at 7 o'clock this morning. So, and I had a business flight, but it's still, I'm sitting in a business flight in the airport. Oh, okay, I got a Henny and Coke, but I want to go home.
You want to go home?
Man, I don't care how soft the seat is and all of that. I don't give I want to get home. So that in retrospect, and I'm seeing the most beautiful parts of the planet, right? But I'm only seeing the glaciers 2 days. After that, I want to go home.
Right.
But I gotta walk around the ship with people going, yeah.
That's the part people don't see.
Yeah, you're
they
so
just
funny.
See how funny you are on stage.
Yeah, can I
They
tell
don't
you a
see the-
joke? No,
Yeah.
get away from me.
Can I try a skit on you?
You can keep it. You can keep it. Yeah.
I don't want to steal your jokes.
No, I always go, thanks. Oh my gosh, appreciate it.
Yeah.
So,
Just,
I would
what's
just
up.
say do your due diligence to do the damn thing that you say out your mouth.
Yeah.
That's it.
And here comes the last part. We're gonna promote stuff. Do you have anything coming up, Maireg?
The only thing I want to promote is my show June 13th at Eden Lounge. Pull up, so show some love. And keep listening
when
to.
Is this post?
This is gonna post.
I'll put it out next week.
Well, should they do me advertising nothing? Oh yeah, Hank Denson Comedy Sneakers Unplugged. Go download Amazon Prime's comedy special, Pan Different.
Pan different, not pan normal.
And then I have another comedy special coming out called Unimaginable. And look for Teacher Relief Live comedy special. So yeah.
Okay.
I have a residency at the Alley Stage all throughout July.
Every
Everyone's
residency over there now.
Yeah,
That's cute.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna come out there, man.
Yeah.
It's down the street from me. Marietta's nice. You live in Marietta?
Yeah, living like pretty much right on the Kennesaw Marietta.
Where'd you go? Kennesaw Mountain?
I'm from Blairsville, but I go to Kennesaw State.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
What are you taking?
I got Alley Stage residency. I never said I was a good student.
I mean, but you're there. Your parents are paying, right? Mm-hmm. What are you taking? You got a mom and a dad?
Yep.
I can see it. Nice polo shirt. They're taking care of you. All right, man. I'm not gonna
So at the Alley Stage, I got a residency every Wednesday of July. I'm going to pick my nose and wipe it on your shirt. No, I'm not going to do that. We want Hank back. And frankly, I want to be back too. So I'm not going to do that. But yeah, every Wednesday of July at the Alley Stage, come check us out. It's going to be a great time. Shout out to our sponsors. Maireg, do the sponsors.
Yeah, Champ Boxers and True Detergent. You already know. Kuttin Loose 1. That's KUTTINLOOSE, the number 1. To get 10% off which one?
True Detergent.
25% off which one?
Champ Boxers.
Come on.
All right. Yeah. How would you rate my performance? Are you going to recommend Jeffrey to not fire me?
I mean, he needs you for contrast.
This has been the Kuttin Loose Podcast, everybody. All right.
Kuttin Loose. Yeah.